Ladies and gentlemen, he's struggling. He's struggling on the set. Give him a second, okay? It's natural. It happens all the time, but cameras are rolling. But you would think with the quality of acting, that would be a fair comparison with what's happening with Disney right now, compared with the other industry that I was just referencing as well. But let's be completely honest, okay? I think the parody version of Captain Marvel 2 probably will end up making a whole hell of a lot more money than the one being put on by Disney. But we have a reason. We definitely have a reason as to why everything sucks coming out of Disney right now. Struggling Disney. If I have to say Disney one more time, well, I'll figure out something better to say. Hence, its woke politics present risk to our reputation and brands. Well, whatever do you mean? I thought this was simply about representing the current day. This was about representing the people who watch our films, experience our theme parks, are engaged in our brand. This was about telling the stories that people want to hear. But you're actually telling me that this was all ideologically driven? We couldn't tell. The Walt Disney Company acknowledged that it's left-leaning politics. Left-leaning? Left-leaning? Come on, man. Unless, of course, you want to recategorize left-leaning as, siding with the sycophants that think that dealing with mental health issues is as easy as slicing off your dick, then, all right, cool. The left can have that one. May have alienated a segment of the population, just a tiny one. How many bombs does Disney currently have in the box office right now? And how many more are on the way? Fantastic. Just a segment, though. A recent company filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Oh, so this is some official documents, eh? Included a reference to risks related to the misalignment with public and consumer tastes. Generally our revenues and profitability are adversely impacted when our entertainment offerings and products, as well as our methods to make our offerings and products available to customers, do not achieve sufficient customer acceptance. What does that mean in plain English, not in legalese? Yeah, we decided to put way too much message and not enough content. People called us out on it, and then they just decided to not turn up to the theaters, not engage in our stupid streaming service, and just completely and totally avoid the mouse house like it's covered in Raid. Wild. Who could have possibly seen that coming over the past few decades? Disney went on to note that consumers' perception of our position on matters of public interest, including our efforts to achieve certain of our environmental and social goals, often differ widely from our present risk to our reputation and brands. That's so funny. Consumers' perceptions, like the way that you mitigate and curate them depending on which country said consumers reside in. Just take a look at, if you're ever interested and you want to know how Disney is perceived abroad, just take a look at how China like to market the first Black Panther film, or Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. You'll just notice a couple of differences. Just pull up if you have the time and you have the parts. Just take a look. Just take a look at the Chinese poster for Black Panther, the Chinese poster for Star Wars Episode 7, and the American one. See if you can spot the difference. CEO Bob Iger, who took the reins at Disney a year ago after taking him away from Bob Chapek and then continuing to shit on everything that Bob Chapek was doing, saying that I was just disappointed in the stuff that he was doing. Spoilers. That's the same shit that Bob Iger was doing. He's just set up Bob Chapek as a fall guy. Okay, that's the only thing that ended up happening. Came under fire for his management of the entertainment giant. Told investors in late September that the company will quiet the noise in the culture war. How well is that working out for you there, Bob? The acknowledgement comes as Disney stock tries to recover from a 9-year low. How well's that working out? Well, it's taking a look at the totality of information currently on presentation from Disney, and well, they're still staying at that low level. Still involved in a bruising legal battle with Ron DeSantis over legislation that bans the teaching of sex and gender identity education to elementary school students. No, it's about not saying gay, even though the word gay doesn't appear in its very, oh my god, it's Methuselaic in length, that bill that's out there. It's got how many? It's got 7 pages. Not once in there does it say gay at all. Good marketing from mass media, though. That's one thing that you got to give leftists. Their marketing, Right on fucking point. Because, okay, Ron DeSantis, the way that he would go ahead and the way that he did end up titling that bill, the Parental Rights and Education Act. Meanwhile, the left just took that and said, it's the Don't Say Gay bill. Whatever. In March of last year, DeSantis' allies in Florida state legislature passed a measure dubbed by critics as, oh, there it is, Don't Say Gay, which proposed limiting instructions on gender identity. Yeah, exactly. You're not allowed to describe the crank and curvature of the teacher's genitalia to third graders. Big fucking deal about that one, you bunch of creeps. More of a self-report than not being able to educate kids. You're banning books. Oh, with the ones that has detailed pornography in them. Yeah, no. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get those out of the public school libraries. You know, the ones that are funded by your taxpayer dollars. You can go ahead and buy them at your own leisure. I'd prefer that you did so. Back of a dingy library, you know, behind the saloon doors. If you're of a certain age, you'll know exactly what I mean by that. And then hopefully you have to carry it out in a brown paper bag, because that's how explicit some of these books are, okay? They have full illustrations of somebody who can only breathe through their nose, if you know what I mean. JPEG, Disney's then CEO, bowed to pressure from outraged employees. Exactly. If you want to go ahead and say that the CEOs for a very long time have been cucked at Disney, well, yeah, of course. But then again, they welcomed these sheep in through the front doors and didn't set fire to the henhouse once they were inside, so you get what you fucking deserve. Who demanded that the company takes a public stand against denouncing the bill. Yeah, because I think that's a guy. I'm actually not even entirely sure. Not in like a jokey way or anything like that. It's just they're also fucking androgynous who decide to, you know, champion these causes. You're all weird. After DeSantis signed the bill into law, Disney released a statement saying that the legislation should never have passed and should never have been signed into law. Oh, lordy, lordy, allow me to go back to work and stop beating my feet. It really hurts. Disney's public rebuke of DeSantis prompted the governor to move to strip the company from its semi-autonomous status, which it enjoys by virtue of its control of the now-defunct Reedy Creek Improvement District. Yeah, but it got a different improvement district. I forget exactly what it's called now, but it was kind of a wash on that one. But there's other lawsuits that are out there that Disney are taking right in the pooper, kind of to its own pleasure. If Disney wants to pick a fight, I'm sorry, it needs to be Ron DeSantis for a second, so okay. If Disney wants to pick a fight with me, excuse me, over here, okay, you can see I'm the one with the boots on, okay. If they want to pick a fight, okay, they chose the wrong guy, okay. The Republican governor, who is among several candidates vying for the GOP, yeah, a bunch of people trying to play runner-up, okay. November of last year, JPEG was ousted in favor of his predecessor, Sunday night at an Elton John concert. That's not hyperbole. That's not a fucking joke. That's exactly what happened. Disney's fine, guys. Don't worry about it. Bob Iger, who returned to helm the company. Yes, exactly. Bob Iger, who kept his office, wouldn't allow his predecessor to take over said office, letting everybody know that, yeah, he was just going to go ahead and spend the pandemic at home in retirement and then just come back at the most opportune time, so he could be praised as the savior of Disney. And that's why he continues to have to throw shade at somebody who hasn't been in control of the company in about a fucking year. What an idiot. Iger hit back at DeSantis, calling his policies not just anti-Florida, but anti-business. Imagine just the open corporatism on display right there. That Disney, a fucking multinational corporation, thinks that they represent the people of Florida better. Listen, you did help to build Orlando into the tourist destination of America. You can run the numbers on that one. That's just, fact check true. Bringing up the rest of the economy, without Disney World being there wouldn't be any Universal Studios. There wouldn't be a Busch Gardens. There wouldn't be I think it's the third largest city in Florida. Without Disney World being there, without getting its, special incentives, it created a hell of a lot of jobs. It was good for a very long time. It used to be the destination of choice, and now Universal's is fucking beating the brakes off of that woke-ass place where people are literally shitting in line, where you have guys streaking on the It's a Small World After All ride. Probably more on that in the future if I want to do a story on that, but we have enough of an abomination to talk about here specifically. In April, Disney filed a lawsuit against the governor alleging he violated the company's First Amendment rights of freedom of speech. How so? Yeah, I couldn't quite articulate that one, so that lawsuit got tossed out. Disney has hit rough times economically. The company has been hamstrung by its steep losses in the streaming division. Yes, where they're losing $1 billion a quarter. Every year as well, but every quarter they're losing billions of dollars and millions of subscribers. Nobody likes Disney Plus. It's not that fucking place. The streaming bubble has burst, and we're about to hit a point in time where everything's going to be consolidated, where you're going to have Netflix, maybe one mainstream one between, Paramount Plus, Peacock, which is definitely not long for this world, and Hulu, which is now under the Disney umbrella. They got forced to buy that, even though they were kind of short on change on that one. So Disney's going to be starving in 2024. Oh Lord, that slate is even more barren than a bunch of these protesters. The Marvels, the latest MCU sequel, has generated $76.9 million at the time that this article was written, and it's not a whole hell of a lot better. Anyways, Wish, oh god, okay, it just cracked, okay, recently at the time of recording. Another video had just cracked $50 million worldwide, not domestically, world fucking wide. So it's gonna be tough sledding for that to pull anything. But yeah, the Marvels, it's gonna lose anywhere between $500 and $600 million. Wish probably going to end up losing, several hundred millions of dollars. It's still too early at time of recording to know how much. It's not good so far. Has been forecast to debut closer to $50 million. Yeah, Wish underperforming its estimates. Wish fairy tale centered around who gives a shit. Nobody else does. Disney reported sharp profit growth in its fiscal fourth quarter, which ended in late September. Oh, goody. It also announced additional cost-cutting measures. Oh, fuck. Totaling $7.5 billion, or $2 billion more than what was originally expected. Yeah, hey, man, everything's great. We just have to massively slash our budgets. So is it really great? Well, yeah, numbers work. Disney stock was trading 1.2% lower. Oh no, its share price was just north of $94 as of 1 p.m. Eastern time at time of printing. In the last month, however, Disney's stock price soared more than 16% in value. But again, then at the end of the 2023 cinematic run, yeah, the only thing that's shorter than Disney's profits for all of 2023 is, well, the governor of Florida. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.